Two former world champions meet up in the quarter-final of the Dubai Classic. Terry Griffiths and Steve Davis. Tonight at 12:30, 11:30 UK on Eurosport.
First prize, a Pioneer high-end audio-visual system. 2 second prizes of a Pioneer car hi-fi system with multi-CD player. 3 third prizes of a Pioneer complete hi-fi system with multi-CD player. 10 fourth prizes of a Pioneer high-power car CD tuner. One question: who was the winner of last year's Paris-Dakar in the car category? Send your answer on a postcard to Eurosport Pioneer Competition, PO Box 46, Hounslow, TW4 6NF, England, by the 12th of January.
Motorcycling, motocross, sports car racing, speedway. If it's fast and it's got wheels, it's on International Motorsport. Sunday night at 7, 6 UK on Eurosport in association with Martini.
But at the front, it's Göransson with the Volvo N12, well in charge. Jockey Kallio next up, then Allen. And somebody going a little bit wide on the exit of the hairpin there. Onto the grass. Off it again. That's Tim Baddeley with his white. Just about collects it back together again, but he's lost an awful lot of places. Indeed, at the back of the pack now. This is the battle for first between Göransson and Kallio, and then Allen there in 38 under enormous pressure. Clark in behind him, and here comes Kallio looking to make a run on the outside of Göransson as they come down towards paddock. Not to be. So at the end of the first lap, Göransson still heads Kallio. There's Allen still in third place. Up to Druids once again. Sweden's Kurt Göransson, so spectacular with the Volvo. He's the European Class B champion. And really, you can see how hard he's trying from the fact that he's not hanging the tail out. Whenever he's got a few seconds in hand, Göransson loves to play to the crowd. Not today, though, with Jockey Kallio putting that much pressure on him. We take a look further back in the pack. There's Roy Clark at the head of that group. Behind him is Les Allen, trying to move up a spot and into fourth behind his brother George, and goes through on the inside there. So as they enter Clearways, George Allen in third, brother Les Allen now in fourth. Behind is Clark, and there's Henry Shepherd. He's having another run. And we don't see Shepherd out often enough in that track. 56, Roy Clark with the Van Volk sponsored White Road Boss in fifth place then. Allen has got away from him and has set off after his brother. And there is his brother George Allen. The George still hanging on to third. Fourth place is Les Allen, and fifth place is Clark. Down the hill they go, and Clark getting very out of shape there. Just holds on to it. But he's in danger of losing that place now from Chris Tucker, the man behind. And he's got more out of shape. Just about hanging on. Very spectacular there from Roy Clark. He loses a place and drops back to sixth. And while the action's going on behind, here's the action at the front. Göransson now looks set to lose that place from Jockey Kallio, and Kallio squeezes Göransson there onto the grass, and the two of them touch going into paddock. Kallio gets sideways, Göransson goes off and uses a bit of the old circuit, and now on the run up towards Druids, can Göransson hang on to that lead? Druids now for the final time. This is the last lap. Back markers ahead of them, and Göransson must be a worried man at the moment. Down the hill they come. Now watch to see if Kallio can get the run on Göransson. He's picked up a bit of extra speed, and it's all going to depend on the back markers ahead of him. He looks for a way round on the outside there. It's not to be. Ahead of them, Martin Briggs is the back marker to be lapped. Now Göransson is going to try and squeeze through on the inside. Kallio, I think, hit the back of Göransson's truck there. They're so close, these two. Out of clearways for the final time. They won't catch Reg Hopkins in front of them. And Kallio now trying to squeeze through on the grass as they come up towards the line. But it's going to be Göransson coming through. Reg Hopkins waves him through on the inside. Göransson wins then. A tremendous victory for the European champion, just holding off Joki Kallio with the Sisu next up. The Allen brothers in third and fourth, Chris Tucker in fifth and Roy Clark sixth. On now to something completely different. The international qualifying for the final. Over the line goes 89, Colin Holloway. And 42, Tony Jenkins gets locked up. And things are a bit spectacular for him. The purpose behind this is to set the grid positions for the final. Something that's been tried very successfully in Australia, as we take a look there at Andy Dawson with the Nissan going round. And the idea behind it, of course, is that the man that sets the fastest lap on these qualifying laps goes at the front of the grid. But as the later runners went, such as Rod Chapman here, the rain came down. And all that means that the grid is something of a lottery. Chapman going through and qualifies on the third row of the grid. But Steve Parish, the European champion, with the big Mercedes, only able to qualify on the fifth row of the grid. Joki Kallio, very spectacular, using the grass, the track, and almost getting onto the gravel trap as well there. He managed to qualify on the sixth row, but Kurt Göransson didn't make it at all. Göransson trying just a bit too hard, and it was all over for Sweden's European Class B champion. Lucas's own Richard Walker qualified at the back of the grid on the 8th row, and Slim Borgard on the 5th row alongside of Steve Parish. What all that means is that the grid for the final has a slightly unusual look about it, because the front row consists of 51 and 20, which is Chris Tucker and Richard Franklin. A lot of work for the big boys to do. Richard Walker at the back, remember, and keep an eye out for Steve Parish in the green Mercedes and Slim Borgard in number 4, the big Volvo white. Here comes Borgard down the outside, making up certainly two places as they go into paddock. Behind there, Steve Parish with the big Merc trying to do the same. Going wide is Heather Bailey, and Borgard goes through on the inside of Bailey, and now he's trapped in behind the other front row man there, Franklin. So 20, Richard Franklin with the red truck there. Alongside of Franklin is Rod Chapman, and Borgard now has got Parish on his inside. In truck with Borgard, and you can see Parish has made that place on him, and there's nowhere for Borgard to go. He's boxed in there. He tries to go through on the inside of Franklin, but it's not to be, and Borgard has lost at least one place on Parish. Back at the front, Chris Tucker still leads, but Baddeley has got it sideways. He won't get that back, and Tim Baddeley has spun out, and that has put Rod Chapman up to second. So Rod Chapman now moves up to second. Steve Parish trying everything he knows to get past Henry Shepherd. That's for third place. And in fifth is Slim Borgard. Number 4, the Mobil sponsored truck. He won the Mobil Super Prix here earlier in the year. And here comes Borgard. He's got a quicker run out of clearways. It's not enough to get him alongside of Parish as they go down towards paddock. Now watch Chapman really piling the pressure on the leader at the moment. And Tucker goes wide. Chapman goes through on the inside, and Rod Chapman now. Rod Chapman takes the lead as they go round Druids. Then Tucker, then Parish, then Borgard, then Henry Shepherd getting sideways and in all sorts of trouble. Here comes Richard Walker. Only one headlight going on the front of the Lucas truck. But Walker is making places hand over fist after starting from the very back of the grid. The Sisu of Joki Kallio is perhaps not figuring as strongly as we might have thought. He's well down, but Chapman has got things under control at the moment. But the charge is really on because the much more powerful truck of Steve Parish is chasing. He's got ahead of Tucker. And we wait to see whether or not Borgard can as well. Here comes Borgard. So the order at the front is certainly more as we'd expect to see it now. Chapman leads from Parrish and then Borgard. Parrish trying everything he knows now on the run up towards the hairpin. There's Richard Walker now. Walker is up to 6th. Behind Walker is Jockey Kallio. And Kallio won't like sitting in 7th place. He'll want to move up at least one past Richard Walker. He aims for the inside there. He's got it on the grass. He's trying everything to get past Walker, but it's not to be. But Walker not only has the attentions of Kallio to fend off, he's also got to find a way past Henry Shepherd in front of him. Shepherd slides wide and onto the rough stuff there on the grass, and Walker and Kallio go through. So they now set off in chase of Chris Tucker in 4th. There's Tucker. Now this is the gap back to 5th and 6th. Here they are, Walker under tremendous pressure once again from Jockey Kallio. Walker gets sideways there on the exit of Clearways. And Kallio, I think, has made up a place. Back at the front, Steve Parrish now puts the pressure on Chapman and comes through on the inside there of Rod Chapman. Now, can Chapman fight back as they go back up the hill towards Druids? Parrish closes the door. That means Chapman will have to go the long way round the outside. It's not to be, and Rod sits there in 2nd place. Slim Borgard looks to have settled for 3rd. A spinner there, and that looks like Les Allen to me. Number 34, Les Allen. And he's stuck on the infield at Clearways, losing a lot of places. The leaders will be through shortly. And here they are. Here comes Parrish. Now with a huge lead over Chapman. Borgard right in behind Chapman there, lights ablaze in number 4. Can Borgard use the extra power that he's got along the straight? No, he settles there for 3rd place for another lap. And he'll try perhaps to use it going up the hill towards Druids. Chapman, a very experienced truck campaigner though, and he'll keep that door closed for as long as he can. There's Parrish, steam coming off those water-cooled brakes, and Parrish, I think, is getting held up by this traffic a little bit. That could allow Chapman and Borgard to get closer to him if he can't find a way through shortly. Wipers going, lights ablaze there for Slim Borgard. And Parrish has certainly dealt with the back markers okay. He's made his way past 3 of them there. Now, you can see what Slim Borgard can, or rather can't see. Oh, and he gets hit there by one of the back markers. Borgard is off, trying to make his way through on the inside there of one of the back markers. Let's see what happened from the outside. It was Colin Holloway that did it. And he just shut the door on Borgard as Borgard tried to go through on the inside. And off went Slim into the fence. Well, that's relieved the pressure on this man, Steve Parrish, now with a commanding lead over Rod Chapman. Chapman's still there in 2nd. Here comes Tim Baddeley, who started from the 2nd row of the grid, remember, and had that spin right at the front of the pack. Coming through now on the inside of Heather Bailey. Or is he? Heather Bailey shuts the door on him a little too strongly there, and I think those two are locked together. And Bailey spins in front of him. Baddeley tries to push his way through, and they both go round. Heather Bailey sets off again, and I don't think Baddeley will get going quite so easily. Quite a lot of damage to Baddeley's truck. Here's Heather Bailey now with Richard Walker behind her. I think the two trucks actually locked together there. Walker looking for a way past Bailey, and he'll have seen what happened and will be fairly anxious to pick his way past with ease and a lot of care. Through he goes, and back now with the leader, Steve Parrish. The water-cooled brakes, steam still coming off them. The final time now. The BP-sponsored Mercedes, which has really been pretty much all-conquering in Europe this year. Jockey Kallio with the Sisu having a good run and a spectacular one too now, as he starts to play to the crowd on the final lap. But here comes Parrish to take the checkered flag and the win in the Lucas International Track Prix. A win then for Steve Parrish. Second place will go to Rod Chapman in the failing light here at Brands Hatch. Third to Jockey Kallio. Fourth to Richard Walker. Fifth to František Wojciech with the Liaz. And sixth to Chris Tucker with the Ford Louisville. Those then the top six in the Lucas International Truck Prix, as we talk to a delighted Steve Parrish.
It worked out really well. I went for dry tyres on the front, wet on the rear, and it was perfect. I took my time getting through, and Rod was a problem to pass, so I decided to just take my time. And then I looked, and Slim was coming as well, so I thought I must make my break. I don't know what happened to Slim, but...
spun off.
Oh, right, okay. Well, he was obviously trying hard too, but it worked out perfectly. The truck, the BP Mercedes, ran like a dream.